In the harsh deserts of ancient Egypt, a people languished under the cruel yoke of bondage. Their cries for freedom echoed through the arid sands, reaching the ears of a God who had promised them a land of milk and honey. It was a world where justice was a distant dream, and the powerful oppressed the weak without remorse. Yet, amidst this bleak landscape, a set of laws emerged that would forever change the course of human civilization. These laws, found in the book of Exodus, chapter 23, were not just rules but a radical manifesto for a society founded on justice, compassion, and the sacredness of life. They challenged the norms of their time and laid the foundation for a world where the poor, the stranger, and even the animals were treated with dignity. The opening verses of Exodus 23 begin with a stark warning. You shall not bear a false rumor. In a world where gossip and slander could destroy reputations and lives, this command was a call to integrity. It was not just about avoiding lies, but about refusing to participate in the spread of harmful information. The text goes further, instructing the Israelites not to align themselves with the guilty or to bear false witness. This was a revolutionary idea in a society where loyalty to one's tribe or clan often outweighed the truth. The laws demanded that justice be served, regardless of social standing or personal relationships. The command to not follow the many for evil is particularly poignant. It challenges the notion that majority opinion is always right. In a world where mob mentality could lead to injustice, the Israelites were urged to stand firm in their commitment to what is right, even if it meant going against the crowd. This principle is as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago. In a time of social media, echo chambers, and polarized politics, the message to think critically and independently is more important than ever. The laws also address the treatment of the poor and the marginalized. Nor a poor man shall you favor in his dispute, and you shall not skew the case of your indigent in his dispute. Underscore the importance of impartiality in the legal system. While it might seem compassionate to favor the poor, the text argues that true justice requires treating all people equally. This is a lesson that modern societies often struggle with, as poverty and inequality continue to bias the administration of justice. The text also emphasizes the humane treatment of animals. The command to assist an enemy's donkey in distress is a powerful reminder that kindness should extend beyond human relationships. In a world where animals were often seen as mere property, this law was a revolutionary call to recognize the intrinsic value of all living beings. It is a message that resonates with contemporary debates about animal rights and environmental stewardship. The laws also introduce the concept of the Sabbath, a day of rest for both humans and animals. 6 days shall you do your deeds, and on the 7th day you shall cease, so that your ox and your donkey may rest, and your bondman and the sojourner catch their breath. This was not just a religious observance, but a practical measure to ensure that all members of society, including the most vulnerable, had the opportunity to rest and recharge. The idea of a day of rest is still a fundamental part of many cultures today, although its original purpose of social and economic equity is often overlooked. The laws also introduce the concept of the sabbatical year, where the land is allowed to lie fallow. This was not just an ecological measure, but a way to address social inequality. By allowing the poor to gather food from the fields and the wild animals to eat what remained, the sabbatical year provided a safety net for those who had nothing. It was a practical way to ensure that the benefits of the land were shared by all, not just the wealthy landowners. The text also outlines the three major festivals that the Israelites were to celebrate: the festival of flatbread, Passover, the festival of the harvest, Shavuot, and the festival of ingathering, Sukkot. These festivals were not just religious observances, but communal gatherings that reinforced the bonds of the community and the shared history of the people. They were times of joy and reflection, a reminder of the divine presence in their lives and the promise of a better future. The command to not boil a kid in its mother's milk is one of the most enigmatic in the text. While some interpret it as a prohibition against a pagan practice, others see it as a symbolic act that blends life and death. The humanitarian interpretation suggests that it is a call to avoid cruelty, even in the way we prepare food. This law would later become the basis for the strict separation of meat and dairy in Jewish dietary laws, a practice that continues to this day. The text concludes with a promise of divine guidance and protection. God sends a messenger to lead the Israelites to the promised land, a figure who will not tolerate disobedience and whose authority is derived from the divine name. The messenger is a symbol of God's presence and a reminder that the journey to the promised land is not just a physical one, but a spiritual one. It is a call to remain faithful and obedient, even in the face of challenges and adversity. In the end, the laws in Exodus 23 are more than just rules. They are a blueprint for a just and compassionate society, a society where the poor are treated with dignity, the marginalized are not forgotten, and the weak are not exploited. They are a call to live with integrity, to speak the truth, and to act with kindness. In a world that often seems divided and unjust, these ancient laws offer a timeless message of hope and a vision of a better future. The journey to the promised land is not yet complete.